Name one person who has been canceled more times than Kanye West. Go ahead. I'll wait. Because this man has said the Holocaust was a net positive, worn a White Lives Matter shirt on a fashion runway, gone on a full anti-Semitic spiral on live television, lost his billion-dollar Adidas deal overnight, and somehow, his next album still debuts at #1. That's not luck. That's not PR. That's something weirder, something darker, and honestly something worth understanding, because Kanye West has cracked a code that nobody else in the culture has figured out yet. And today, we're going to break it apart piece by piece. Let's go back to 2005. Hurricane Katrina just devastated New Orleans. Mostly black neighborhoods, people are drowning, dying, waiting on rooftops for help that's taking too long. And Kanye West, mid-telethon live on NBC, looks dead into the camera and says, George Bush doesn't care about black people.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Mike Myers standing next to him looked like he was having an out-of-body experience. Now, this was a different era. You didn't just say that on live national television. NBC cut the audio in the West Coast broadcast. Bush called it one of the most disgusting moments of his presidency. Mainstream media came for Kanye hard. But what happened to his career? Nothing. Actually, less than nothing. His next album, Late Registration, which had already dropped a few weeks earlier, kept selling. His fan base didn't shrink. It grew. Here's why that matters. That moment told Kanye something. It told him that saying the uncomfortable thing, the thing that makes powerful people visibly uncomfortable, that has no real consequence, at least not for him. That lesson stuck, and he kept testing it. Fast forward to 2009, VMAs. Beyoncé loses Video of the Year to Taylor Swift. Kanye grabs the mic, says Beyoncé had one of the greatest videos of all time, and walks off stage.
So thank you so much for giving me a chance to win a VMA award.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
The internet didn't exist the way it does now, but it was enough. Twitter was 2 years old, and this moment basically taught a generation how to be outraged online. Obama called him a jackass in an off-the-record comment that got leaked. Late-night shows mocked him for months. His next tour was scaled back. His public image took a real hit. This was probably the first time where the cancel pressure actually felt like something. But here's what Kanye did. He went quiet. He moved to Rome. He focused on creative work. He collaborated with Jay-Z. He came back with My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy in 2010, which is almost universally considered one of the greatest rap albums ever made. The critical reception was so overwhelming that the conversation completely shifted. People weren't talking about the VMAs, they were talking about Runaway, All Falls Down, Power. The work buried the controversy. That's blueprint number one. When the world is loud about you, get louder with the music. Now here's where it starts getting harder to defend and harder to explain. 2018, Kanye is on TMZ. He looks at the camera and says, "When you hear about slavery for 400 years, for 400 years, that sounds like a choice." The room went silent.
When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all?
TMZ's own Black staff member Van Lathan pushed back on him in real time, visibly emotional, telling Kanye he was disappointing people who looked up to him.
Kanye, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to believe whatever you want. But there is fact and real world, real life consequence behind everything that you just said. And while you are making music and being an artist and living the life that you've earned by being a genius, the rest of us in society have to deal with these threats to our lives. We have to deal with the marginalization that has come from the 400 years of slavery that you said for our people was a choice. Every day we have to walk into that truth while you choose to say things that, to be honest with you, dog, are nonsensical.
This should have been it. This should have ended him with the black community, specifically the community that built him, that made the college dropout the cultural institution it became, that still bought his music, his shoes, his merch. And yet, Ye, his album, dropped 2 weeks later. It debuted at #1. His concert film, Ye vs. the People, generated genuine cultural debate about whether he was a genius or a casualty. People argued about it. They streamed it. The controversy didn't kill the consumption, it fueled it. And this is the part that's genuinely uncomfortable to sit with. The fan base, including a significant portion of black listeners who were directly insulted by that slavery comment, kept buying, kept streaming, kept supporting. Why? Because there's a separation happening in their heads between Kanye the person and Kanye the artist. His music is tied to real emotional memories. Graduation days, heartbreaks, late-night drives, first apartments. You don't just throw that away because someone said something that hurt you. He's not just a musician, he's a soundtrack. And you don't cancel a soundtrack. And this is the uncomfortable truth that people dance around. The culture will call you out loudly and quietly keep the receipts of your products. The noise is real. The consequences aren't always proportional. Now, this is where it actually got serious. Late 2022, Kanye, now going by Ye, starts wearing White Lives Matter shirts at Paris Fashion Week with Candace Owens. He goes on Tucker Carlson's show. He makes openly anti-Semitic comments on Twitter, Instagram, and then in a live interview with Alex Jones where he says, and I'm quoting directly, "I like Hitler. I love Nazis." Adidas drops him, Gap drops him, Balenciaga drops him, Foot Locker pulls the Yeezys, CAA drops him, his talent agency drops him, MRC cancels the documentary they made about him. Forbes estimates he lost $1.5 billion in net worth almost overnight. He fell off the billionaires list entirely. This was not regular cancel culture noise, this was structural. Corporations don't pull billion-dollar partnerships over Twitter discourse. They pulled them because they had no choice. The liability was too visible and too public. So is this the moment Kanye finally stays canceled? Watch what happens next. 2024, Kanye quietly renegotiates with Adidas. They reach a deal to continue selling existing Yeezy inventory, and Adidas pays him reportedly hundreds of millions to clear the backlog. The shoes sell out almost immediately. Then he releases Vultures 1 with Ty Dolla $ign. The rollout is chaotic. The album surfaces on random streaming services unofficially. People argue about whether it's even a real release. It still charts, it still streams hundreds of millions of times, and the conversation shifts again, because that's what always happens with Kanye. The conversation is never settled, he doesn't let it settle. There's always a next move, always another piece of work, always another spectacle that drags people back in to form an opinion. Staying relevant is its own form of protection. You can't cancel someone the world won't stop talking about. Here's what this all actually comes down to. 1. His talent created a loyalty debt that's hard to call in. The first 3 Kanye albums fundamentally changed what rap music could be. You don't erase that from people's emotional memory. He spent years building goodwill that he's been slowly spending down, and he had a lot of it. 2. He never fully apologizes. And this is counterintuitive but important. When celebrities go into full apology mode, they confirm that what they did was wrong, they invite continued scrutiny, and they hand power to whoever is doing the canceling. Kanye doesn't do that. He doubles down or goes silent. It denies the narrative a clean resolution. 3. Chaos is a form of distraction. Every time there's a moment that should end him, there's also a new album, a new controversy, a new interview, a new Bianca Censori paparazzi photo. The news cycle is a river, not a lake. Things move. 4. His black fanbase specifically has been put in an impossible position. To fully cancel Kanye is to also cancel the version of yourself that bought Graduation the day it came out, that played Through the Wire on repeat, that felt genuinely seen by his music. That's a complicated emotional transaction, and most people aren't willing to make it. And Kanye, consciously or not, knows this. He's never truly competed for their approval since he got it. He banks the loyalty and keeps withdrawing. Here's the real question this story raises, and it's not really about Kanye, it's about us. Cancel culture, as a concept, is built on the idea that public disapproval translates into commercial consequence. That if enough people say no more, the market responds. But Kanye is living proof that this equation breaks down when the person being canceled was genuinely transformative in their field. The fanbase doesn't consume him because they endorse his views, they consume him because the relationship they have with his art predates and in many ways overrides their relationship with his behavior. That's not a defense of what he said. Some of it is indefensible, but it's an honest description of how culture actually works versus how we like to say it works on Twitter. Kanye keeps surviving cancel culture because cancel culture was never really designed for someone who already rewrote the rules of the game they're playing. And until the emotional debt runs out, he's going to keep getting away with it.